Welcome to the Bad Movie Night podcast, covering the worst movies you've never seen. We hope you enjoy listening to Bad Movie Night podcast.
Welcome back to the Bad Movie Night Podcast. My name is Chris, and tonight we are getting a little dirty.
A little bit.
We are going behind the bars. And let me tell you this. The jury might have been a little hung after watching this movie. Because we are talking about the 1990 woman in prison film, Caged Fury.
International star Eric Estrada, Michael Parks, and introducing Roxana Michaels in Caged Fury.
Oh shit.
Fury.
International star Eric Estrada, who's in it for 5 minutes and gets shot randomly. Eric Estrada's weird. What is he from? Chips?
Chips.
Like Chips,
Yes.
and he got
He
famous.
likes motorcycles. He's
does
on a
like
motorcycle in
motorcycles.
this movie, too.
70s sex symbol Eric Estrada.
He reminds me of that guy from that movie with Robert Bronzi in the prison. What's that guy? He's got a brother who's actually like very talented. Is it Nick Turturro? Yeah, Nick Turturro. He reminds me of Nick Turturro insofar as like he was on one show and then he does a bunch of crap. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like just milking that I don't know, fame from that show. Mm-hmm. But he's not really a great actor.
No, he's just a pop culture figure.
Pop culture
Yeah.
figure.
Yeah.
Which
He has a unique look, and
yeah. Maybe I'm just jealous.
Could be.
I want to be 2025's Eric Estrada. You know? Oh,
Anybody hear me?
Am I still here?
there we go.
Are we still here?
We're still
my
here.
God.
That was
What
weird.
was that?
It's Eric Estrada. Does
Yeah.
not want us talking
The
about
spirit
him
of Eric
in this
Estrada.
manner. Came down and oh gosh, Chris, you're still frozen. God damn it. This is not going well.
Chris. What's
Hello?
over there? Oh,
Oh no.
uh-oh.
Right.
Oh.
What happened?
we're on a different
I
camera.
said Eric Estrada does not want us talking about this.
What the frick happened?
How dare
His
you?
ghost came and got us.
Wait, no, this is right.
Isn't he still alive?
Is he? I don't know.
I don't know.
Away. Maybe.
I don't know what happened there, so I apologize for the mix-up. Well, I'll cut that out in post,
Yep,
but
he's
we're back.
76 years old. He's still alive.
He's in Cage Fury 3000. Biff will potentially be on the show tonight. It's you never know what's going to happen with Biff.
Hit or
He's
miss.
a wild
Hit or
card,
miss.
as they say. But Aaron is away. Where's he at? Mexico?
Mexico.
He's on vacation. I'm not exactly sure where. He did message on the YouTube. He is alone in his hotel room drinking by himself while his family is out having fun, which sounds fantastic.
Way to do it.
And yeah, we miss him, but he will be back next week for his birthday movie, which we will be revealing at the end of this podcast. Mm-hmm. We do have more AI fun to get to as well this week. Maybe not having a bumper. We'll find out what happens. But before we get into all that, Lindsay, will you tell me what the 1990 movie Caged Fury is about?
Yes. Do you like boobs and butts and sexual assault? Well, have I got the movie for you?
Where's Spiv when you need him? Oh, God.
Honeywell State Prison is home to the white slave trade of Southern California. Hopeful starlets go in, but they never come out. Eric Estrada does nothing about it.
Nope.
While his lion-maned kung fu kicking sidekick comes to the rescue in Caged Fury.
Dude, that is so accurate.
Yeah.
I was like,
no
what
notes.
else can I say about this fucking movie?
That's like literally what they wrote down when they were like,
That
"What's
was
going
that
on?"
was
Yep.
dialogue.
That was dialogue straight from the script. Yeah, that was great, Lindsay. Thank you for that. We can. Do we need to do a history hole? Is there anything to
don't-
I
say
don't know that
about
there's any
know.
history that applies to this.
this? Is this is. And we'll probably get into it. Well, we were definitely going to get into it when we talk about the film, but this is to a T. This when you think of a woman in prison movie, this is what I think
This
of.
is it, yeah.
You know what I mean? This is exactly it. I will say this: the guy who directed it, Bill Milling, his previous films may or may not have been. I don't know. Some of them seem like actual pornos. Others definitely more of the softcore variety, and then there's some legit movies mixed in. But I gotta think the erotic world of Angel Cash.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Well,
Actually, it sounds pretty interesting. I'm not gonna
and
lie.
and we could talk about it later, but no, this looked like it was done with a lot of porn people,
Oh, really?
and
Oh,
yeah.
Ron Jeremy was in it.
Ron
Oh, that's true.
Jeremy
Ron
fucking
Jeremy was
pops
in it.
up for no
That's true.
reason in a
That's
bit
true.
part, like barely has any lines or anything. So
And this was the last movie he produced, so I don't know. Say what you will about that. But notable actors are in this. I think mostly Michael Parks,
yeah.
who went on to like actually have a pretty successful.
Oh, and James Hong was in it too.
Oh, James Hong.
Oh, yeah.
yeah. But Michael Parks is a
Detective.
talented actor.
Oh, and the guy that played Bluto in Popeye.
Oh, that big
Oh,
guy.
he was a big
Yeah, the
guy.
big guy.
What did we see him before in? We saw him in something else,
He's
right?
been in a bunch of shit. God, what the fuck was he in?
Red Sonja, Dune, Popeye, Maverick,
Mm-hmm.
Gore. We watched Gore, right?
That sounds
Prime Wave.
familiar.
Did we watch that? I don't
I
know.
don't think so.
Piece. Oh, he's in Pieces. That's what I know him from.
That's right.
Did we do Pieces on here? I think we did.
We did.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Let's move on. Let's talk about this filth, and then we can hit the showers because I really need to get one after this fucking movie. Here we go. Oh, well, no history hole. Okay, here we go.
Patreon, $2 a month. Patreon. Patreon. Patreon, $2 a month. Patreon. Join me for some fun stuff.
All right.
Patreon.
We're going to get into this, I guess. I don't know. I think this was a Patreon recommendation.
Yes.
Yeah, it was.
And Sean will let us know, I'm sure, at some point who recommended this film. And he also uploaded the AI crap hole bumper, so thank you so much, Sean. But, Lindsay,
Yeah.
what did you think of this? Caged Fury.
It was pretty much what I expected it to be.
Okay.
You know, just a lot of naked women showering in prison together, creepy guards, the lesbian warden that's, you know, very aggressive. I did not expect the whole thing is a ruse and that it's fake and it's all just this front kind of thing for the white slave trade.
Is this like Epstein Island stuff? Is this what
I
it
have
was?
no
That's-
idea.
yeah.
A little bit. They were a little too old, I think,
Okay.
for that demographic. But yeah, there's one thing in this movie that I absolutely loved, and I'll talk about it later. But yeah, there was a lot of just grossness through this whole fucking movie. Just like, yeah, we're gonna throw you in a prison and you're gonna be violated several different ways, and then we're gonna kill a bunch of people.
All right, I'm going to ask, but okay. Did you enjoy the movie?
I wasn't bored.
All right.
I'll
take
say
that.
that much.
I'll take it.
I'll say that much. And there were parts of this movie that I really, really enjoyed.
Okay.
But it was a dirty, gross
Dude,
women in prison movie.
When he
Straight
punches that guy in the
exploitation.
butthole, though,
Yes!
that was badass. We'll watch that then. But
yes, yes.
yeah.
But this is like the epitome of exploitation movie. This is an exploitation movie, and it lived up to that.
It did. Rebecca, what did you think?
Yeah, I mean, I don't have much to add. Like, there were definitely parts that I was like, okay, fast forward. I don't need all this part. And then there were other parts that were just so like the dialogue between the women was just ridiculous, but entertaining at the same time. I definitely didn't see the twist that it was all pretend.
That's because it's so unbelievably stupid and makes
Right,
no
right.
sense. But continue.
Because
Sorry.
I think you had said in the chat, like, why are they all wearing lingerie?
Yeah.
And it was like, I had the same, like, as it started, I'm like, she's escaping in her bra and underwear, and that one has on
was like a thong, too. It was like, yeah.
Yeah. I'm like, what are they wearing in prison? But then I was like, oh, okay, this all makes sense now. It all comes together. So it like oddly worked, but it was gross so much of the time.
Yeah, gross is a great descriptor for this film because watching this, I felt gross. And Sean did post in the comments that this is like one of the tamer women in prison movies.
It
and
is.
I actually agree with that. Like, the amount of nudity isn't as much as I was expecting. However, this movie is like a celebration of misogyny in just about every fucking way. And you have all the tropes, like Lindsay's saying, of the women in prison movie, but all the tropes of everything where it's just like, the photographer is a fucking pervert. We'll get to all this stuff, but and even on top of all that, you say, all right, well, women taken advantage, thrown in this movie or in this prison, exploited. At least they're gonna rise up and they're gonna get their revenge. You know, I spit on your grave is gross. I don't like that shit either. But at least, like, you know, it's all about her coming back and getting her revenge. It's not even that. We're going to have some random big-ass muscle guy with no motivation show up and just kick punch the fuck out of all these people.
Everybody.
And save every woman in this film.
But not, like, more than half of them are just shot in their cells.
Oh, that was so bleak. We'll get to
Like,
that.
just go down the line.
And I think, like, the movie's ending was just, like, the cherry on top of awfulness insofar
When
as
she goes back in.
she goes back in.
Nope, we're not done yet.
Well, where's Rhonda?
But
Who the fuck is Rhonda?
she goes, she goes back in. We're gonna show all this, but when she goes back in, they kill the guy in a horrifying, traumatic moment for this woman, and then it cuts to her like screaming in an ambulance, like this is gonna live with her forever. And then it cuts to her and Eric Estrada like on motorcycles,
riding
like,
off into
happy.
the sunset.
And I'm like,
So romantic.
fuck this movie.
Well, there is no way you're surviving a shiv in the eye, like that far into your brain.
Was it a shiv or a fork? I thought
It was a fork that was,
but it's turned around.
that was, yeah.
I did not like this movie, and I get the appeal as a man of seeing sexy ladies in underwear. Like, that idea is fine.
Is this
but
part appealing where it's
but the
like
framing is disgusting. Yes,
Yeah.
that's what I'm saying. Yeah, like, I'm not gonna get on board with like the what's the word I'm looking for, where it's just like beating women down. Like, it's just gross. I don't know what else to say about it. Like, it's just
like
gross.
I'm like, oh, she's being assaulted. Oh,
Yeah,
look at this. She's
all-
being assaulted again. Oh,
Right.
now she's being assaulted in prison. Oh, now she like.
Yeah, because it starts out. It's our protagonist, our heroine, is small town girl, Utah, leaving for big scary LA,
Right.
where her sister lives, but her sister's not there right now.
Well, her sister was in New York.
Oh, but she's going to
But
LA.
She's going to LA. Like,
Okay.
she has come back from New York, but she's got to work for 2 more weeks or something.
Okay. And then, so our heroine just goes to LA by herself, picks up this hitchhiker who's being assaulted.
Well,
Yes. Yep.
Let's show our introduction to her friend She's riding in a
Rhonda.
truck. Here's the introduction of her
We've been
friend.
driving nearly 200 mile now, and I figure you owe me.
What?
You've been sitting there crossing and uncrossing them legs. I figure by now, you want it as bad as I do.
Oh no, don't cross and uncross your legs.
I struggle to understand the filmmaker's point of view in this film because it's like they want to paint all the men as gross, misogynist, perverts, whatever. Okay. But then also the filmmakers themselves embrace that in the way that they frame every scene. And insofar as, okay, yeah, all the women are going to be exploited. Like, we're going to frame these shots, even when it's not necessary, of like everything's just going to be like women in underwear, and we're going to frame it that way. It's like, you are literally that truck driver. Do you understand that?
Yeah.
And it sells tickets, sells videotapes.
I don't know. Maybe I'm old school, but to me, consent is way sexier. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
this just doesn't, I just don't get it. I don't get it at all.
This is a whole genre.
Yeah.
The women's prison thing is like, there's so many women in prison movies. There's so many of them.
I must do it
Dating
for
back to
somebody.
like the 40s and 50s, there was women in prison films.
All right, so she's got Rhonda.
Mm-hmm.
They head to LA, where Rhonda knows
LA.
Buck, who she has hooked up with Buck previously. So they're gonna go stay with Buck.
And here is our introduction to Buck.
Lovely.
Lovely. It's Buck.
Buck the photographer.
And it's just
Just a pervert.
she goes to LA and she has no place to stay.
No,
Like,
she has
what
nothing
the-
lined up. She has
She has
2
nothing.
suitcases.
She's just
and
going.
That's it.
And wherever the wind blows her, that's where she's going.
It is like
no
the
plan.
it's Showgirl. It's like Showgirls, right?
Yeah.
A little bit.
Yeah.
A little bit.
But she is not like Nomi. Nomi?
No,
Like, yeah.
Nomi at least was like, she was super combative with everyone.
Yes, she
would
was
kick your
take no
ass
shit.
and pull a knife on
This-
your ass.
This girl
woman-
is just like
She's like me if you get hit by a truck.
it's just
Like a fucking pushover is what she is. That's a pretty
She's
sure-
very naive. She's very
yeah.
naive and trusting because he's like, oh, I'll get you an audition tomorrow. Let's go to this, audition I've got for the both of you girls set up. And it's really just this fake porno casting is all it
Yes.
is. It's a sleazy office
and
with these sleazy men.
none of them can see it. Like it is so clearly obvious and they are just so oblivious.
They're just like, yeah, I'll do this. Let's do it.
Which at least Rhonda had a little bit of street awareness to her, but in that scene she just kind of went along with it. All right,
She like is Rhonda the main woman?
no,
that's
Rhonda
just-
is
Oh,
the
the
hitchhiker.
hitchhiker.
The main woman did like play into the roles because like she
Yeah,
took
she
her
did.
shirt off and stuff. Like here, I'll show some of the scene.
Is that enough? That's horse shit, all right? I yell cut, goddammit. I'm the goddamn director. Ain't I, Tons? Ain't I the friggin' goddamn director?
Last time I looked,
You stopped too soon. Don't you know the ground rules?
you gotta show skin to win.
Look, sweetheart, we got the best peep in town.
That guy looked like a comedian, but I can't picture what his name was. Like he's still around. I forget what his name is. He's been in a ton of shit.
Really?
But like a big fat, like a much bigger version of that guy. I don't know. He's like a famous comedian. I can't place it. But yeah, the classic, you've been duped into a porno set and
Yeah.
you're the lead actor.
Well, we skipped over though the night before they go to that bar.
That's
Oh
right.
shit, with the shitty band.
Yeah,
That's huge.
with all purple hair. because she goes out in the alley is assaulted there by the whole Vipers motorcycle club. But that's where she first meets Eric Estrada and his sidekick Victor.
Victor.
Yes. Look, first, let's talk about this band. Let me show it, and then we'll talk about it.
Got a little bit of boop there.
That was motion blurry. I didn't see anything. The thing that, oh man, when I was watching that, this is the shit that bothers me so much. Like when they have a band that's supposed to be live performing, like the drummer he had like one drum. And it was like, it's insulting to the viewer where it's like, you're not even attempting to be realistic. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like why even bother showing that then? It was annoying.
Is that the one that had Mr. Insane written on his
I think so. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah.
But this
You think that's a real band that they got?
I bet it
Probably.
was.
Yeah, probably.
I bet it was.
This sequence, though, leads to the best scene in the film, or one of the best scenes in the film, and that is, of course, the asshole punch.
Yes!
Because it comes out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Like, this guy, he's punching... Like, I like this guy. I'd watch a movie with this guy.
Oh, yeah.
Exactly. No, let's talk about this guy a little after you show
Best
this
All
one.
right, I'll show the asshole punch, then we'll dive into this guy.
It's
He
just so
like
smooth.
pulled the claw out.
Dude,
Yeah.
just like the idea of him like, "Ah, bah, bah," and then asshole, like, or whatever he
Right?
was doing. Oh, it was so
Yeah.
good.
He was the best thing in this movie.
Oh, without a doubt.
By far.
Easily
It's-
the best thing.
I looked him up on IMDb. His name is Richard Baratheon.
Okay.
He was in 3 movies.
What?
Oh, wow.
That's
it?
it. I was like, why
Crime.
did this man not have a career? Like a whole series
Yeah,
of
what-
films with him
Did
as
he
the
die
lead.
or?
He died in 1996, I want to say. But like even like in the 80s, because he looks like some bodybuilder guy.
What are
Some,
his-
you know, like he would be in a lot of movies, but he was in 3 of them,
What
or
was his
2
name?
in a TV show. Richard Baratheon, Barathy,
Are the other movies, do they sound good?
I don't remember what they were.
Okay. Because, like, he legit seems like he knows how to fight. And, Baratheon. Like,
Way
he knows
better than
martial arts or...
Billy Blanks in the acting department.
But it was everything he did in this movie. I fucking loved,
Uh-huh.
and the way that they treated his character, like before they go, like before him and Eric Estrada go to confront the porn studio people or whatever, they're at this like little
The temple
by the beach, and he's breaking cement bricks for some reason, who knows why, and he's got like this fratty
zen-like,
outfit
yeah.
on,
Yeah.
and then he breaks the bricks all dramatic like, and then they just go hop on their motorcycles and go to confront these poor people.
He had to get all revved up. He was.
It was just like, what is the point of
He was in The Snake Eater, which is a
Yeah.
Lorenzo Lamas movie, and there's a
should-
bunch of those, so I
yeah.
think we should maybe check out those at one point, because we haven't really gotten into Lorenzo Lamas very much either. That's at all.
he's got a lot of stuff.
Yeah, I like this guy, and I gotta admit, if he wasn't in the movie, man, this would have been really.
It would have been a bit rough.
There are some fun moments where he's just kicking ass. Those are the highlights of the film. Eric Estrada, man, I guess he was just in as like a cameo role.
He did
he phoned this
absolutely
in.
nothing. Absolutely nothing.
He's the love interest, though, sort
Yeah.
of,
Right.
for some reason.
It's like he didn't do anything. He got shot and that was it.
Dude, I feel like he wasn't
Gave her
meant to
a
get
ride home.
shot, but then he was like, I can only be there for 2 days, so we're gonna shoot. Like, you know what I mean? Like, what else?
Right.
I don't know why.
Because he
else.
had to be taken out of it somehow.
So Eric Estrada, and what's this guy's name? Do we know his name?
It's
Does he have a
Victor
name?
and Dirk, I think.
Okay, sure. I don't know this guy's motivation. I said that at the top. I don't understand why he's just like, I'm gonna save women. That's his whole thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's like, I don't need you, Eric. I'm going to do this on my own. I know where they are. When they bust into that porno set, that was a pretty great scene. I'll show it here.
Fuck you. This is for you, and this is for you.
That's a good line.
This is for you.
This is for you. So, we were talking about how this movie is actually kind of tamer than I was expecting.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the scenes pretty early on in the film with our photographer friend and the girl, what was her name?
Rhonda in the bathroom.
They go to a bathroom and they do an impromptu photo shoot while she poses over a toilet.
She's just squatting over the toilet.
Which I will show here in a moment so you can all enjoy that. But then they have what would be referred to as lovemaking on top of this toilet for about 45 seconds while music plays and you see nothing. And I was like, why is this? And that's where at that moment, because we got hints of stuff, I was like, oh, maybe this is just like a censored version on Tubi. Clearly not, because later on in the film there's more nudity. But I was like, what's with the restraint in these moments? Like you embrace everything else. Why is it restraining here?
Is that supposed to be like the real love versus the...
That's what real love looks like, Rebecca. in a dirty ass toilet room
for this director
at a biker bar.
At a biker bar, going at it. That's what love is. All right.
Yes.
Clearly, I've misunderstood this my entire life. Let's take a look and see what love looks like. Here we go.
I don't know.
I mean,
there's actually consent versus all the other.
True.
And it was alluring to dance over a toilet, a dirty ass toilet like that. I will admit. I was like, oh yeah, that's something that's good, I guess. So, they did take the time. They set up the characters sorta in a way that I appreciate. And the one positive I will say about this film, production-wise, it looks pretty good. There's some fun lighting at times. There's obviously cheap sets, but also it kind of plays into it because there's moments where like they bust through the wall of the prison and it's clearly just a set, but intentionally so.
But it works because like on the wall it says like cell 24 on the plywood.
Exactly. But the idea that these women go specifically to this guy who tries to put them in a porno, but then they get thrown in prison and go through a whole trial, I guess that day, and are arrested by police that day and get sent to this woman's prison is all fake and
it's
like
all
concocted so that they can be sold to rich people is unbelievably dumb and ridiculous.
Everyone's an actor. The cops, the lawyers, the judge, the jury, the people in the
people sitting in the courtroom.
Where's the court at? Is it on a soundstage? Like
because that's what they run out of at the end. When at least that's where the prison was.
Yeah,
it's just on a soundstage across from the Grumman's Chinese Theater.
Let's look at the
We've
court.
Just
Here we
watched
go.
a videotape in which you are seen to proposition Mr. Romano Capoletti.
But I told you, and I told the police I was only acting.
Mr. Capoletti has testified that you propositioned him.
So you're telling me that those two police officers are actors, the judge, an actor, the lawyer, an actor, all being paid by these rich people so that they can have this women trafficking scheme. How much? They have a 401k matching? Do they get like benefits? Like what?
They have medical, dental.
Yeah, like
can they use it for their SAG points and things?
It just doesn't fundamentally make any sense.
No, it does not.
No, it does not.
But it was a welcome twist though.
It was
on the women in prison genre.
Yeah, because when we first get to the prison and like the warden is just a weird pervert with a hot tub in her office.
Yeah.
It's like, how is this even real?
I've
never been to prison, but I have to assume the warden doesn't have a hot tub in their office.
I would assume not. No.
But
but you never know.
But she's like, yeah, get naked, but like I guess, yeah. She's like, you could just sit in my hot tub. Like, I would probably do that, right?
I don't know. Would you?
I don't know how many people
if that
have
lady
been in
asked
there.
you,
I mean, if it's just like, we're just
tub?
going to sit in the hot tub.
She wasn't just sitting in there. She was getting pretty close.
Yeah, they didn't show any of that, though. That's what I mean.
No,
like,
they
what?
showed a lot of restraint.
Yeah, it's weird.
Actually, in this.
The other big actor in the film we mentioned earlier is James Hong, who plays an actual cop.
Yes.
Who also is limited to basically cameo roles and really serves not much purpose.
Yeah, because they're just at the police station. That's the only set they're in.
And the police never really come to the rescue or anything.
That's where we really start to see that like something's not right, because the sister shows up there to ask questions like, how do I get her out? And they have no record of the arrest or any of it.
The prison.
Yeah,
like,
the
they have
prison
no
doesn't
idea what
exist.
prison she's talking about. They've never heard of it.
Let's watch him punch a guy through the shitty set. Pretty good
that guy
stuff.
was the best thing.
That was pretty good stuff. I really did like the muscle guy.
But when they're in the cells, it's not like that. Like, it's not plywood walls. Because even like the people that are escaping, like they're going into cinder blocks and
the ventilation
stuff.
Huge.
There's one part where it's at the end where she's crawling through it and the creepy guard spider is chasing her, and there's like a stripper pole in the ventilation shaft for some reason. It's like, why is it there? What is it doing there? It makes no sense. But they needed something to crawl up, I guess. I don't know. I was just like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
But I don't know. Yeah, it's hard to. It's like, what's the point of this movie? There is none. Just
there's not. Yeah.
Boobs.
I liked the butthole punch scene, and I like the scene with the big guy we were referencing earlier who was in pieces. They set up a sequence where you think the muscle guy and him are going to have this big epic showdown.
Mm-hmm.
But then what happens was actually pretty funny. I'm going to show the clip. He just kicks him and he falls over. The lighting in that scene, like that stuff.
It was pretty good.
Yeah.
Devil's Son and Hack-O-Lantern. Okay, Sean, thank you.
Oh, that's why he looked so familiar. The spider guy. He was the kid in Hack-O-Lantern.
Wait, he was?
Yeah.
He was the kid?
Tommy. Yeah,
Okay.
he played Tommy in Hack-O-Lantern. That's why he looks so familiar.
So they make their escape, right? Thanks to the muscle guy. A bunch of the women just get shot in their cells like animals. It was fucking gross. And then they all get out in LA in a soundstage, and there's a bunch of cop cars and shit. And then the lady's like, oh shit, Rhonda's still back in there. So she runs back, and Eric Estrada's like, no, wait. But then he doesn't like go after her or anything.
No.
Or
So
like
she-
the 25 cops that are there.
No one goes into this, and she rushes back in, and not the warden, but the warden's first-hand man guy, Spider, is still alive, which leads to this incredibly traumatic moment.
She's fine. She's good.
What the fuck was that?
She is traumatized.
That was awful. Yeah. And that's how the movie ends. Well,
not
Erica
quite.
Estrada and her start. Yeah.
They have to ride off into
Yeah.
the sunset because
Even though
he
he did
decides
nothing.
not to go along with his friend. He's gonna settle down with this girl he's talked
That guy
to
had
for
the coolest exit
10
too.
minutes. Yeah.
He's like, he gets on his big hog and Eric Estrada's like, where you going? And he's like, I gotta go see a man about a war. And then he takes off.
Well, that's cool. I was like, I want to go with that guy.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think I really liked this movie. I was falling asleep for some of it when they were like, I was like, I don't know. There was just moments where not enough happens. Like, we did talk about the woman gets put in the prison. We didn't mention that her sister does come looking for her and gets thrown in the prison as well.
Yeah.
But again, it doesn't really add much to the story or have any purpose.
No.
Her sister's wig was so distracting the entire
wig?
movie.
Was it a wig?
I can't
Her hair
tell
was
that.
very
So
distracting.
it was. If not, her hair looked super fake.
There was times where going back, like, that I thought maybe it was edited for Tubi, that like things were removed, but just because the editing was jarring. Like the scene where the warden invites, I think it was Rhonda, to the hot tub. And she's like, why don't you get undressed and join me in the hot tub? And the lady's like, I'm not going to join you in this weird lesbian thing or whatever she says. And then you'll have to kill me. And the warden's like, oh, I'll kill you. But like they don't, it just like
Nothing
randomly
happens.
cuts.
Yeah.
Nothing happens. And there's a bunch of scenes where it just like feels like random harsh cuts when things are about to happen. So I don't know. And maybe this is cut down. But there was definitely scenes where it was like showers and stuff like that that were just left in there that served no purpose beyond exploitation. So I don't know. I don't know. It was great.
Yeah, I don't think there's much more to say about it because there just wasn't a lot to the plot, really. I mean, other than what we talked about. Because in the prison, they just did the same shit. They just got assaulted the entire time.
A new person comes in, it's your turn to be assaulted.
And we find out that no one really leaves. Like, because they make that ruse that they're going to let the one girl go. Like, she's going to go out on parole or something, or released early due to good behavior. And then she finds her in the quiet room later in a body bag.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I don't know how they're getting away with all this murder, but they are.
No.
I guess it's LA in the 80s or something,
Yeah.
or early 90s, so you could just murder indiscriminately. Yeah, great time. Great film. Lindsay, would you recommend Caged Fury?
I don't know. Like, it's like Sean was saying, it's not nearly as offensive or crazy as some women in prison films, and it does have an interesting twist in it, and the Richard Baratheon guy I think he's worth watching this movie alone because he definitely strikes a presence on screen.
Yeah.
So
Rebecca.
yeah, I'd recommend it.
Rebecca?
I don't think I am going to. I think, yes, it does have a few positives here and there, but I don't think there's quite enough to balance it out.
Yeah, this is fucking hot garbage. Right? Hot garbage. I would love to hear. Where was Spiven? I would love to hear his perspective on this. It is probably better. Like, if this was just super shittily, like, it's shot decently and the production values are decent. They spend time lighting. There's actual sets. Like, there is production value to this film in a way that I can appreciate. Shot on film, so it looks better. Like, if this was just, we're using shitty, it's the early 90s, we're using like VHS cameras. It's just shitty looking, no sets, just like all nudity, like exploit, like that would have been way worse than what this is. There are moments where it's like this guy's out there running around kicking ass. That's kind of fun. So it's better than some other maybe women in prison movies, but I don't. AJ made us watch Werewolf in a Woman's Prison, Dracula in a Woman's Prison, and some other movie in a woman's prison. And they are all these tropes, but they were actually pretty fun movies as well. I think there's better women in prison movies out there. All right. Let's do the AI crap hole, I guess.
Awesome. Welcome to the AI crap hole, where the future is, well, you'll see.
All right, AI crap hole time. Here we go. First up, posters. Caged furry. No tagline. It's just furries in prison.
The bar's going right through him.
Anyways, what the hell? Next one. Caged Fieri.
Nice.
He's serving hard crime, but he's very overweight compared to his normal self. It does look kind of like him, though.
Mm-hmm. But like squint.
Got the hair right.
Engaged Fury. One of them is getting cold feet, and it's two brides and a wedding cake, and they're angry over it.
That's like Bride Wars.
Yeah. Caged curry, framed with a spicy charge.
Spicy charge.
All right. Caged puree, armed with an immersion blender and pure terror.
We're on like a cooking theme now.
Everything was like cooking themed, yeah. Caged jury, justice is served and it's not pretty.
Why is the one guy holding his ears?
Because justice is being served, Rebecca.
And there's only 11 of them.
True. Caged Fury Road.
With the bride.
Oh shit, hold on. I gotta pull up the other one because I have a trailer for another one that's not on here. What's the next one? Caged Furry Feline Edition. We do have a trailer for that one. 12 cats, 1 litter box, no survivors. Oh my God. Let's show the trailer.
They're pampered. They're precious. They're about to be.
That was terrible.
So weird.
These AI
Those
things.
are so weird.
All right, and then we have Caged Fettuccine, al dente or die. And there is a trailer.
Good tagline.
There is a trailer for this. I don't know
no.
why. Here we go.
He was a culinary king until the law cooked his books. Now, in the big house, Caged Fettuccine. Caged Fettuccine.
The one guy like pulled
just kept
off
going.
his
I don't know why.
nose.
Yeah. That was
Caged Fettuccine? Why do you even come up with that?
AI is
There's no reason
bizarre.
It is bizarre. But that was fun. That was the AI crap hole this week. Wasn't as good as last week, but that's okay. Sometimes, you
Hit
can
or
only...
miss. You never know.
It went very food themed. I'm not sure why.
It did.
It was very
It took
inspired
a
by
hard
food.
left into food.
I guess Spiv is not showing up tonight.
I don't think he's coming.
I don't think so. I sent
like
a
that
message.
He didn't even like to bother to say anything.
No.
Is it because Aaron's not there? He couldn't.
I don't know.
He couldn't remember.
He's gonna be
that
like,
it was, he's gonna be like, oh, I forgot it was Thursday.
I bet tomorrow he's gonna say that shit. It's gonna be so infuriating. Like, this is the kind of respect we get. We get zero respect. All right, let's move on and play a game. Here we go.
Game time, baby.
Your theories are the worst kind of puppet. Right? Your methods are sloppy and your conclusions are highly unpleasant.
All right, so there's a brief time where they check out part of the Hollywood Walk of Fame or mention the Hollywood Walk of Fame, and I kind of grabbed onto that because there wasn't really much else to make a quiz out of from this movie. So let's take a stroll down the Walk of Fame. What year was it started?
1952.
1970.
Oh, it was 1960. It was actually an idea in 1953, but it took 7 years to actually get the funding, get all the permits and everything that they needed to get it actually started. How many blocks?
Okay. Is the Hollywood? Why do these people already have everything? Why do they get this too? Like, you get all the fame and money, and let's also celebrate you here.
Have a sidewalk star. Mm-hmm. How many blocks long is the Hollywood Walk of Fame?
Ooh, I don't know. 5 blocks?
20 blocks?
It is 18 blocks.
Holy shit.
Yeah. So they added that it's 15 on one street and then 3 on the other.
Dude, I don't want to be on the other.
Vine.
If you're on the other, you're kind of shit, right? That's like And does the city pay for this, or who pays for this?
I think the person pays for it, don't they? Their management team or something.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Okay.
Whose son sued because his father wasn't included in the original bunch to get stars? Was it Charlie Chaplin, Buster Keaton, Rudolph Valentino, or Harold Lloyd's son?
Buster Keaton.
Valentino. It was Charlie Chaplin's son.
Yeah, he should definitely have been added.
Yeah, he should have.
Eventually got added in 1972, so it took some time to get him added on there. As of today, how many stars are on the Walk of Fame?
360? I don't know.
500?
There are 2,815 stars. Yeah.
Who the fuck is on this thing?
Well, it covers like movies and TV and radio.
And radio, live action. Mm-hmm. Like Muhammad Ali is on there because he qualifies as a live action star.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. And there's like producers on there and things like that
and
too.
some people have multiple stars. So there's Jane Russell. She has the little movie thing. Mm-hmm. There's some people who have one for movie and one for TV, one for music and one for live action.
Is Harvey Weinstein on here?
I don't know.
I don't think he is anymore. He was.
What is the cost to add a star to the Walk of Fame?
$10,000.
60 grand.
It is $40,000.
Jesus Christ.
And somebody has to, you can nominate anyone that you want to, but the person has to accept the nomination. And then usually the person that nominated them is the one that pays for it. So like you think this person should have it. So, or you're going to raise funds or something. It's not very often that a person pays for it themselves.
I am open to being nominated and somebody else paying for it. You need to be added to the Hollywoods.
Start a GoFundMe for your own star. Which of these stars is the only living person? Because there have been posthumous stars, but who's the only living person to not show up to their unveiling? Was it Whitney Houston, Barbra Streisand, Celine Dion, or Cher?
Barbra Streisand.
Because they make it like a stipulation that you have to show up. But it was Barbra Streisand. She did come to her husband's star unveiling years later, which is odd, but I guess she was like, she didn't like all the crowds, but then she doesn't seem to mind it here. So,
how many still alive?
I think so.
Yeah,
he's got to be up there then, right? Barbra Streisand's still alive, right?
Yeah.
James Brolin is 84.
Oh, okay.
And Barbra Streisand is 83.
Because Josh Brolin, he's like what, mid to late 50s?
Yeah.
All right. How many stars have been stolen?
3.
60.
There have been 4 stars stolen. Jimmy Stewart, Kirk Douglas, Gregory Peck, and Gene Autry. They all immediately were replaced and put back in. Gene Autry is the only person that has 5 stars. He has one for each of the different categories. All right, last one. How many people have had their stars removed?
Harvey Weinstein.
Yeah. What's his face? Kevin Spacey, Harvey Weinstein, all the perverts. I don't know. There's probably like 100.
12? I don't know.
So, none of them.
0? Oh my god.
That shit.
Yep, there's not a reason to have your star removed. So, no matter what these people have done, their stars are still there.
Bill Cosby's so
now they've been vandalized and stuff like that, but they get cleaned up and continue to be there.
Huh. Interesting.
I guess probably because if they paid for it, that there's some sort of contractual agreement or some shit.
I would
but, like,
refund that money and pop that star out of there.
Yeah, seriously.
Uh-huh.
All right. Well, that was fun. Thank you for that, Rebecca. Let's move on and do some listener feedback. So here we go.
I suggest we read some listener feedback, sir.
Make it so, number one.
Emails. You tiny little emails. You precious little emails. Where are you?
All right. Last week we watched Time Bomb. A movie in which Spiv was not also on the episode, right? He wasn't here last week.
Nope, he was not here.
Maybe his excuse extended multiple weeks, and we just don't know.
He's still playing soccer.
Is that what it was? Soccer last week?
I said, Spiv, where are you? And Ian said he's got dinner with his real friends.
That actually makes a lot of sense. All right, so Jinx says the Spiv trailer was literally the scariest segment in the long and glorious history of this podcast.
Mm-hmm. That is saying a lot.
We can always watch it again if anyone wants to watch it. That was absolutely
freaky.
Terrifying.
Yeah.
Thought about making trailers for everyone, but maybe over time. I'm not going to burn through that yet. I got to think about things. Like Spiv was such an easy one to come up with.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But like, not everybody has a shtick. Like AJ's would be easy. It'd be like the most negative person in the world, right?
Microplastics.
Yeah, it's like doomer extreme. But you two would be harder.
Just do a bunch of Iowa shit for me.
Yours is Iowa
like
shit.
that.
Rebecca's is like, teacher stuff. I don't know what to do for you, Rebecca. You're the person we don't really make fun of on the show.
No, she's like the adult.
You're like the better. You're like the best. You're like the better person of all of us. I think that's what. Yeah.
I'm the straight man in the.
Yeah, I think so. David Black says, Time Bomb. Oh my God, I need the Spiv movie. Laugh face. Alternate title for Time Bomb: The Bean Flick.
Bean Flick?
Bean? B-E-I-H-N? Is that Bean? Michael Bean?
Yeah, Michael Bean, yeah.
The Bean Flick. Okay, that makes way more sense. Jinx also says, great movie choice, Lindsay, that was a good movie. And I believed Cage Fury or Camp Fart, as it's known to insiders, first premiered on Skinamax and AVN. Yes.
Camp Fart.
Varjo,
that was so funny.
Camp Fart was pretty funny. Varjo says, the Spiv trailer was cool. I'd watch that movie. Spivonius, unable to make it to the show, but willing to comment, says, the Mind Bomb trailer was hilarious. Laughing my ass off. I'm all in for the Spiv movie. Of course he is. And Jinx wrapping us up with, abandoned by his country, he turns to improvise silencers. True. That silencer thing was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So
I am excited to know what Aaron's pick is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, actually, I don't know why he picked this, because this is like a good movie.
Well, could use those every once in a while.
I'm pulling it. Like, this is a movie that I watch like almost every year, so I don't know. Inspired by the Screamers. This is the Leviathan. That's what he wants to watch next week.
Oh, this is a great movie.
Have you guys seen this? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The classic.
It was an experiment that tampered with nature's most basic laws. It went terribly wrong. It was buried 5 miles down. Now, a crew of undersea miners is about to stumble upon this terrifying secret.
An emergency medical evacuation.
What if it turns out to be nothing?
Help me. That's already killed one. Six-pack. Six-pack, answer. Don't go in there. Don't.
So I skipped a lot.
Six-pack someone's name?
Dude,
Yes.
you got the guy, you got Ernie fucking Hudson, you got what's his phrase from RoboCop? You have I don't know who that other
All-star
guy is. Is he
cast.
from
Daniel Stern in it?
Daniel Stern's in it? Is the guy from is it Batteries Not Included? I don't know. The one other guy. It's basically James Cameron, who made Aliens, went to make Abyss, and everyone was like, no, we want aliens underwater. And that's what Leviathan is. And it's a badass movie. And that's what we're watching next week. Leviathan is available. It's on Amazon, but I think you have to pay for it. No, it says it's on Prime for free if you have Prime. It does say it's on Tubi, but when I pull... Oh, no, it actually is working. Okay, I thought I checked this before. Leviathan is on Tubi, so there you go. That's what we're watching next week. Sean has saw Leviathan in the theater, so now there you go. I wish I would have saw it in the theater. I didn't even know it was in the theater. That's badass. That's what we're doing next week. Aaron is turning, I think, I don't know, what do we want to guess? 45? 46?
43.
40.
I don't know.
Do we think he looks good for his age? Does he look young? Does he look old? I think he looks young.
Yeah, I think he looks young.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
And he already turned, right? His birthday was.
Oh, was it? I don't know. When was his birthday?
I think it was around Lindsay's.
It's your brother.
June 2nd? June 1st? Do you guys know? Something
Yeah,
like
I think it was early June.
All right. It's like early June-ish, I think.
He has turned.
Aaron has been turned. And for his birthday, we are celebrating by watching Leviathan, which you can find on Tubi. So make sure you check that out for next week. Maybe, who knows? Maybe Spiv will be here. We'll find out what happens. But,
or we won't.
Or we won't. Or he won't. I don't know. Maybe we'll at least get an excuse.
June 2nd is his birthday.
June 2nd. Okay.
There we go.
But we're moving onwards and upwards for next week, guys. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. If you enjoyed the show, go to the iTunes and leave us a review. It's been 42 years since we've gotten a review on the iTunes, and we could use something to make us feel better about ourselves. Consider joining the Patreon, patreon.com/badmovienightshow. We do the weekly pre-show before the podcast, which you can download and listen to in podcast form or in video form. This week, we talked about many different things. We talked about my car accident. We talked about reality TV shows. What else did we talk about? Lindsay's hobbies. Some other things. I don't know.
Yeah, dating.
It got very personal.
True crime.
True crime.
Yeah.
But same thing as dating. So you can get all that at patreon.com/badmovieshow. I think it's like $2 a month, and it supports the show.
According to AJ's song, it is.
According to AJ's song, which we're not going to change that because that would require effort, and that's not what we do around here.
That's not what this channel's about.
AJ hasn't been on the show. I don't even know where AJ is. He just like left the show randomly.
Yeah, he's gone.
Anyways, guys, we'll be back next week talking about Leviathan. So we'll see you then. Goodbye.
Bye. Yeah.
Thanks for listening to the Bad Movie Night Podcast.
Bad Movie Night.